What's up, Brooklyn Squad? It's your girl Jay, and I'm back again with another video. A few videos today, actually. All day today. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. How's everybody doing today? I don't got my glasses on, so let me see who's up in the building. Hey, Kathy B. Oh, you knew was out here at 5:35 a.m. Ciao, baby. And I've been up since 7. Baby, 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 baby. I've been up since 7 o'clock, y'all. It's crazy. I just did the thumbnail for the story that y'all asked me to do, Kanika Jenkins and Zachary. So we will be doing that tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And I have more stories to come. We'll wait for a few to see if anybody's gonna come in. And then we're gonna get right into it because we got a live right after this one. I hope everybody is having a great Saturday today. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's not a great Saturday for a lot of people, like Riley Stern's parents, because as of yesterday, they have found his body. All right. They did find Riley's body. And last night, his family did a news conference with the police. So we're going to check out that. Let me get that together. I also have some information with Cory Bigsby, the monster, which unalived his 3 years old son, little Codi. We have the interrogation video of that. And I also have the world famous fake kidnapping Carlee Russell. Her update. Remember, she went to court yesterday was Thursday. Thursday, the other day, she went to court, right? We had that also. So come on in, everybody, and let's get this going because after this, we got new Saturday News Gone Wow at 3:30. And then tonight, we got another case. So come on in, y'all. Let's go. Let's get this going. I do this for y'all too now. I get these thumbnails going. I spend all day doing these cases. My neck hurt, my back hurt, my hurt. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Come on in. Ooh, child. Well, I'm waiting for y'all to get y'all booties in here. Ooh, sorry. I'm going to get my stuff together in here. Let me see. First on the list, we will be looking at um
runway, navigating to lookout point.
Most of you are familiar with seeing my face by now. I'm sure we're all ready for it to be over with. It's been an emotional roller coaster. We're quite thankful for everything that you've done for our family, the grace that you've given us. It means a lot, more than you'll ever know. We have learned through this ordeal that everybody
Hey, Kathy B.
has brought all the good to us. We've had a little bad. You're going to have that. But it has given us faith in people that sometimes gets clouded by what we're constantly hearing. We're extremely thankful for all the volunteers that have shown up, given us their time, their effort, their energy. Very little sleep they've gone on. Our family, we can't thank our family enough for all the support that they've provided us, for all the, time spent, the love, the energy.
I just want to reiterate how thankful we are for everyone and how much we appreciate everyone's support and love and prayers, because we feel them. We have felt every one of them, every single one. I just ask that you mamas out there hug your babies tight tonight, please. Please, for me, just hug your babies tight tonight.
Yeah, right.
And again, thank you. Thank you for sharing our story.
With Nurtec ODT,
glad
I
they
can
got
treat a
closure,
migraine when it
too.
strikes and
Yeah.
prevent migraine attacks, all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
Wow.
Ask about Nurtec ODT.
Quick closure, too. They didn't have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for months and months and years and years and years. You know what I'm saying, Kathy B?
I want to start by expressing our police department's very deep sorrow over.
Hey, Artie Fox. Hey, boo.
We are with his parents. I think they know that, and we'll continue to be with them in the days and weeks ahead in our thoughts and prayers.
Oh, yeah, very sad to
I'm
get
start
closure
this
that way,
afternoon
yeah.
by introducing Riley's father, Ryan Gilbert.
Thank you all for being here, and those of you that help us keep
Of course.
Riley's face in front of the cameras.
Thank God they didn't have to wait for
You've helped
years
us get some closure
or don't know at
Take
all.
our boy home. I got a lot of people to thank,
Right.
and I'm sure I'll forget somebody. You won't be forgotten. I'll remember you.
Wow.
The whole family will remember you. But I want to first thank the NMPD for their efforts. They've had a lot of sleepless nights on this case as well. Can't give them enough thanks. Really appreciate the work they've done.
Yeah.
United Cajun Navy has come in to assist them. They've done a lot of work on the water and land for us. Came in and
Really?
gave structure to this investigation on our side of it and helped keep things lined out.
Good.
Dave Flag here with the United Cajun Navy. They've been a great asset to us. The individuals in the area that have come in contact with us that have helped us.
Hopefully they could find him.
With numerous things, gathering supplies and taking care of.
I'm gonna be doing something on him again. Also, I saw something today.
The Ward family for all their work. They put
We'll
up
do another
flyers around
update.
town. They've been making
Well,
phone calls. They've
let's
been
say it's an
assisting us
update
any
a
way
little
they
bit.
can. All the people that have donated items to them that they've got to us throughout this whole ordeal. All the people back home in our own personal lives that have been there to support us, and our family at home as well. Thank you for keeping us in your thoughts and prayers. We can't say enough to all of you. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to mention also Gary and where's Skip? Skip Butler come in with the airboats. We've been on the water for a few days with those guys. They've been great to work with us. We can't thank them anymore. It's just unbelievable what they've done for us.
Most of you are familiar with seeing my face by now. I'm sure we're all ready for it to be over with. It's been an emotional roller coaster. We're quite thankful for everything that you've done for our family.
So that's the
The
stepfather
grace
right
you've
here.
given us. It means a lot, more than you'll ever know. We have learned through this ordeal that everybody has brought all the good to us. We've had a little bad. You're going to have that. But it has given us faith in people that sometimes gets clouded by what we're constantly hearing. We're extremely thankful for all the volunteers that have shown up, given us their time, their effort, their energy. Very little sleep they've gone on. Our
Oh, I
family,
know. I know
can't
who you
thank our
was talking
family
about.
enough
Arctic
for all the
Fox.
support that
When
they've
you said
provided us,
Cajun, yeah,
for all the,
I know
time
who you was
spent,
talking about.
the love, the energy.
Yeah, I saw something with Nancy Grace and the father
Our friends
that I
that we
wanted to
consider
do an
family
update
that
on with
aren't
that
able to
because
be
that was my
here,
first time
that have been
seeing
at
it.
home,
Yeah,
caring to everything that we can't
so
take
it's
care
actually
of.
the
Thank
father's
you.
interview.
To the people of Nashville,
That other
I can't
stuff, I
thank
stay
you
away
enough
from
for the
that other
support,
stuff. It's just too
the
much.
love,
I ain't got
the
to.
encouragement
He
that
say
you've
she,
shown myself and my wife and Ryan and Millie.
it's okay to voice your opinion on different things, but it
You
gets a
don't
little bit
understand how much
outrageous.
that meant to us in some of our darkest hours. The hugs, the prayers, the offers. I can't say it enough. Thank you. To the Nashville Police Department. We know this hasn't been easy. We've tried to handle it with as much grace and poise as we can. It's hard. It's never quick enough when it's your family member. Like I told everybody numerous times, if he was 2 blocks away from us and they were walking him to us, it wasn't quick enough.
Yeah.
We want him 2 inches in front of us. So thank you for everything that you've done for us. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I just want to reiterate how thankful we are for everyone and how much we appreciate everyone's support and love and prayers because we feel them. We have felt every one of them, every single one. I just ask that you mamas out there hug your babies tight tonight, please.
Oh,
Please with
really?
me. Just hug your babies tight tonight. And again, thank you. Thank you for sharing our story.
Oh, Nancy.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a lot of time. Most of what I would say would just to be to echo what's already been said. Outside of that, I would like to extend my thanks to the media community here and the national media community who far by large has been very gracious and very respectful of the situation. It's something that has not frequently been encountered in these situations in my experience. As far as the Cajun Navy goes, since this is going to be a more or less a short interlude, if there is any interest in it, we would be happy to hold another meeting with the press, and it will likely be tomorrow sometime. Best place would probably be the public park where we first met, and you can let me know afterwards if there's interest in that. We'd be happy to help you. Thank you.
Wow. Very sad. Yeah, I didn't see the whole interview. I was doing my thumbnail on something else today, and I happened to see that. So you said, oh, okay, maybe I should do a little bit on that. But ouch. If you said it wasn't really nothing there, then, it's no updates then, Yeah. But it's good. What the hell? But it's good that she did have him on. How's your mother doing? Her hair looking all good. Her hair looking all good. Ow. I know. I see. Okay, miss. Okay. Got her hair done. Miss Foxy Lady. It's good to see her looking good and feeling. She look like she's feeling good. Really? Yeah. She feels good getting out the house. I know that's right. And when you get your hair digged up and your nails digged up and you're always feeling right. You know what I mean? It makes you just feel good, Yeah. We got our next one. Cory Bigsby, the monster. Ugh. My first child case that I've ever covered. Jelani was the first adult case of my true crime. And Cory Bigsby, the monster who unalived his son Codi, was my first child case. Now, Cory was just finally, finally, finally charged, indicted, whatever you want to call it, sentenced, finally. But we never saw the interrogation video. At least I never saw his interrogation video. And now I get to see it because now they're putting everything out there now. So let's take a look at that.
From the Cory Bigsby trial, which wrapped up last week, was released Tuesday. Bigsby was found guilty of killing his 4-year-old son, Codi. Part of the discovery include body cam footage from officers who responded to the initial 911 call, as well as body cam footage from the Hampton Roads Regional Jail, and part of a video from an interrogation between Bigsby and a Hampton police detective. Let's start with the response to the initial 911 call on January 31st, 2022. That's when police say Bigsby first reported his 4-year-old son Codi missing. This body cam footage shows Bigsby leading officers upstairs. Bigsby tells the responding officers he woke up at 7 that morning. Then,
after I fixed breakfast, I came up here, I fed the twins, and I went downstairs to get dressed so I can start loading things into the truck. And when I came up here to get my coat, I noticed that my son wasn't in the room.
Later that same day, Bigsby is seen in this video talking to Hampton Police Detective Smith. Bigsby's attorneys played this video for the jury. His counsel saying it showed Bigsby was introduced to the idea that Codi was accidentally killed.
I believe something happened to Codi. He either slipped down the stairs, he hurt himself, he fell out that window. One of the kids, that you said they fight, I don't know if it got taken too far. That's what I think happened. I think something happened, and I think you were trying to be a good dad and help your kid.
But fast forward 8 months to August 3rd, 2022, in the Hampton Roads Regional Jail. Bigsby is seen in his cell and says this to Lieutenant Evans, who came to his cell after Bigsby dictated an alleged confession to another correctional officer.
The officer that was just up here, you had him write something down. What was that?
That was a written confession. No, I'm just tired of this crap going on in my head.
What's in here?
Being voiceless.
Lieutenant Evans then hands Bigsby a piece of paper, and for 15 minutes, Bigsby handwrites an alleged confession. Those statements, this was one of several, were key in the case against Bigsby. Bigsby is set to be sentenced on June 18th. In Hampton, Ellen Ice, News 3.
Nickelodeon was kid everything, but that marked one of the darkest.
Yeah, he's hearing voices, okay. That's my baby Codi. That's our baby Codi for him. Codi is haunting your behind. You hearing voices, all right. Monster.
More than 2 years ago, 4-year-old Codi Bigsby vanished in Hampton, and tonight we're hearing the 911 call where his father, Cory Bigsby, first reported the little boy missing. On Tuesday, a jury convicted Cory of killing Codi and hiding the body. To this day, Codi has never been found. Brenna McIntosh has been following this story all day. Brenna, what can you tell us about this call?
Well, Dana, we first heard this phone call during the trial as evidence, but we're just now able to release it publicly. The phone call is pretty brief, just over 2.5 minutes, but it paints a picture of where this investigation started.
It's the 911 call that started a years-long search for 4-year-old Codi Bigsby.
I think my son is missing.
On Friday, 13 News Now obtained the call between Cory Bigsby and Hampton dispatchers. On January 31st, 2022, the father, now convicted of his son's murder, called 911 and said he couldn't find little Codi.
After I fed the babies, I went and got dressed. And when in the room where he was supposed to be at, I went in there to get my coat, and he wasn't in there. So I ran outside, looked everywhere, try to find him. I don't know where he's at.
In the call, the dispatcher asked Bigsby a series of questions, like his son's age. Bigsby replied,
He's 4. He's 4.
Bigsby told the dispatcher Codi's Spider-Man flip-flops along with his black jacket were missing. He said he last saw his son the night before, wearing all black.
Yes, last night I saw him. He tapped me, asking me, can he go outside? And sometimes he usually creeps outside at night.
Prosecutors argue Codi died months before this phone call. On Thursday, former Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot spoke to 13 News Now about Bigsby's conviction. Talbot said investigators knew very early on that Bigsby was involved in his son's death.
I don't believe he was out of breath. There was no reason for him to be out of breath. He wasn't chasing around anything.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, the reason he got the age mixed up is because he unalived that little baby months before. He unalived him when he was 3. If he didn't unalive him, he would have been 4. So that's where he mixed up at also. That's why he said, no, 4, no, 3. You freaking jackass. God is going to take care of you in the most hell zone way possible. You will reap what you sow. You will. You will. He is a monster. And the fact that they even gave this man bond before is disgusting. It's disgusting. The search that they had to do for this baby. Two years ago, this is the first search. Look how mad he
Good
looked.
afternoon. I'm Sergeant Williams with the Hampton Police Division's Public Information Office. I'm joined here today by Chief Talbot, Assistant Chief Gallup, Captain Coleman, Captain Price, Captain Scheck, and Captain Warren. On January 31st, 2022, at approximately 9:06 a.m., officers were called and responded to the 100 block of Ranelette Drive in reference to a missing juvenile, who we all know now as Codi Bigsby. Officers arrived on scene at 9:16 a.m., and 8 minutes later, multiple K-9 units arrived to assist. Within the hour, command staff and multiple detectives were already on scene. At 10:47 a.m., we formally requested the FBI to bring additional resources and technical support. At 11 a.m., the Hampton Police Division disseminated a press release and social media blast, which reached hundreds of thousands of people within our community. With the assistance of the local media, that reach extended well into the millions. By 11:30, the FBI arrived on scene, bringing additional agents as well as a plane to our aid. At 12:29, a reverse 911 call went out to residents and neighborhoods requesting information. By 1 p.m., officers had already searched the immediate surrounding areas of the apartment complex. Officers and detectives began canvassing every house while K-9 searches continued and drones were searching from the air. Additionally, Mr. Bigsby, Cory's father, had arrived at police headquarters and began speaking with investigators. In the coming days, the search would evolve into a massive coordinated effort with our federal, regional, and local partners to include citizen volunteers. Searches continued by land, air, and sea. Dive teams were deployed and drone teams scanned over 900 acres of remote marsh, waterways, and woodlands. As our search was taking place, investigative and forensic personnel worked around the clock to gather and process evidence to speak to anyone that might have knowledge about Codi's whereabouts. On the evening of Thursday, February 3rd, Cory Bigsby was arrested and transported to lockup, where he was served with 7 charges for felony child neglect. On Friday, February 4th, our search efforts began to transition into an investigative phase, and the massive grid search came to a slow conclusion. Since that day, our goal to find Codi has not changed. Our search has not stopped.
And I hope it doesn't
Investigators
change.
are continuing to process immense amounts of evidence and follow up with every possible lead. With that, Chief Talbot will now provide additional comments.
I hope it doesn't change. This right here is the chief who has a passionate heart right here, this man. He had tears. He cried, boy, for Codi.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything
The
online.
commercials, man.
Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
This man has a heart of gold.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Mark Talbot. I'm
He
the
took that
police
work
chief
home,
of
probably.
the Hampton Police Division. I'm going to begin this press conference like I started all of the press conferences with this case. I'm here on behalf of 4-year-old Codi Bigsby.
3 years old,
It
actually.
has been 14 heart-wrenching days since he was reported missing by his father, Cory Bigsby. Sergeant Williams did a great job laying out the timeline of events, and he did an excellent job laying out all the work that we've put into this investigation. I am extremely proud of the work that was done, not only by the Hampton Police Division, but by our partner agencies and by members of the public who have been out there every single day with us. For that, we are extremely grateful. You know, an investigation like this has a lot of moving parts. You've just heard that. One aspect of an investigation of this nature is that it is important that I keep in my mind all of the aspects of this investigation that ensure that it has the integrity that it needs to have. And that is primarily why I'm speaking to you today. This past Friday, in an effort to ensure that everything that we've done has been consistent with our best and our obligation, we reviewed video footage of some of the interviews involving Cory Bigsby. So Mr. Bigsby came to the Hampton Police Division, I'll remind you, on January 31st to assist with this investigation. He had his 3 small children with him. Around 2:30 that day, Mr. Bigsby sat for a formal interview with our detectives. The detective in that case began the conversation by reminding Mr. Bigsby that he was there voluntarily, he was not being detained by us, and that he had the right to an attorney if he chose to have an attorney with him. Mr. Bigsby decided to waive his rights at that time and to answer our questions. He continued to answer questions for several hours, and at some point it was suggested that we would like Mr. Bigsby to take a polygraph examination. Part of that polygraph examination that wasn't given by our agency, it was in fact given by a federal agency, involves, again, being reminded of his rights to an attorney, a right not to speak, a right not to incriminate himself. He received and he waived those rights, and he took the polygraph examination. Upon the conclusion of the polygraph examination, Mr. Bigsby resumed his interview with our detectives and our partner agencies. In the midst of this follow-up interview, there was a heated exchange between Mr. Bigsby and the lead detective in this case. The heated exchange came about when there was a discussion about the results of that polygraph exam. I won't discuss the result. I'll just say there was a heated back and forth. In the midst of this heated exchange, Mr. Bigsby made a statement that I believe was mishandled by the Hampton Police Division. He made a statement that indicated that he wanted to have legal counsel there with him.
So if you're doing affiliate marketing and you're going to ClickBank or Amazon Associates or any other.
My assessment of his statement in that moment and a statement that he made several minutes later that was similar, expressing a desire for legal counsel. My assessment is that his desires should have been honored. They weren't. Ultimately, a decision like this that surrounds what we will do, what the court system will do in response to this episode is for the Commonwealth Attorney, is for Anton Bell. But we have our own obligation here. We didn't meet it, frankly. We have our own obligation to maintain the highest standards of conduct, to make sure that we're not skirting any lines that appear to be inappropriate or are questionable. We also have a standard that involves every member in this organization providing clear and concise and accurate information all the way up the chain of command so that we can make the best decisions as it relates to any investigation, in particular when it comes to seeking justice for a 4-year-old child. To give you a sense of the timing of what occurred, the problematic behavior that was brought to my attention was brought to me late in the afternoon this past Friday. As soon as we discovered this, we ordered the entire command staff into the police station to do a full audit of all of the video recordings of our interactions with Mr. Bigsby. That occurred throughout the weekend. Most of us were here all weekend completing that. Our analysis, our audit of that video left us in a much better place in terms of understanding what happened. It also allows us to be reassured and allows me to reassure the public that the charges that were filed against Mr. Bigsby are appropriate. Mr. Bigsby is the only person that we've found evidence against to indicate we need to continue to pay attention to him in order to find out where Codi Bigsby might be and what may have happened to him. Nothing that occurred has shaken my confidence surrounding whether or not we've paid attention to the right person or whether or not we've missed some key detail. We have not. Our investigation is sound. Moving forward, we will continue to look at all the evidence. Many of you have reported some of the work that we did this weekend. We are searching different areas of the city. We are exploring the forensic evidence even further. We're continuing to take this investigation wherever the facts are going to take us. I deeply
No, this is 2 years ago.
what I found out on Friday.
I did the
I am
interrogation
extremely disappointed
already.
with not only having to be the distraction that I spoke of previously, but I'm disappointed that we have done anything that may have slowed us down on our quest to bring justice to this child. That will be handled appropriately. Anybody who didn't live up
It was that
to
much.
the
It was like
standards that are important to us will be held
a
accountable.
little bit of his interrogation.
And we will make sure that we
I
continue
did
to
that
work
part.
as hard
Just
as we
gotta
possibly
rewind it.
can to bring more facts forward in this case and ultimately bring some degree of justice. With that, I will take your questions.
Has the lead detective been dismissed from the case?
We have a new leadership team and a new lead detective that we are going to have take over this case.
Is he on any type of leave? He or she?
The detective has been relieved of duty at this point.
Does this in any way jeopardize or imperil either the existing charges or future charges against Mr. Bigsby?
The existing charges are sound and they are based on evidence that was obtained in the first hours of our interactions with Mr. Bigsby. I've been in contact with the Commonwealth attorney extensively, including right before I walked into this room. I believe that he will say more about that. We feel confident that those charges are appropriate and will stand.
At an initial press conference, you went on record and said that he was there completely voluntarily. So at that point, had you not looked at any of the interrogation video?
That is correct. Just to be clear, reviewing nearly 100 hours of video was a Herculean task that required more than a dozen staff members who spent most of their weekend here. It was a big effort. It is just not viable to routinely view every second of videotape. It's not viable.
Asked that before or after he asked for legal counsel?
Before.
Could you confirm what date was it that he had the polygraph and when did that request happen for legal counsel?
The polygraph examination occurred.
Do you have any more information about the last time?
Oh, I'm ready. Hold on.
Keep going. This is all of our obligation.
Hold on.
We're all here.
I didn't mean to do that.
You mentioned that he was there with his 3 children. Do they play a role in this at all? I mean, if they were there with him, and I know you guys probably trying to ask them some questions, where did they stand with this?
I'd rather not comment on our interactions with his children, other than the polygraph examination occurred somewhere after 10 p.m. on January 31st. He made the request that I've alluded to, where he mentions an attorney. On February 1st, somewhere after 4 o'clock in the morning.
We were told family got involved and kind of,
4 o'clock in the morning.
Can you speak to when that happened?
Yeah.
Did he actually ask for one himself?
I can't. I don't know precisely when the family got involved. I can tell you that Mr. Bigsby's, just to restate, Mr. Bigsby's request came around 4:13 in the morning on February 1st, and again at around 4:20 on February 1st.
You mentioned that he was there with his 3 children. Do they play a role in this at all?
My neck hurt.
There with him, and I know you guys probably trying to ask them some questions. Where did they stand with this?
I'd rather not comment on our interactions with his children, other than I'd like to repeat what I said previously, that they're doing well right now. And I'd like to leave it at that.
As far as the search from now into the future, I've heard from different search parties, volunteers in the community that are helping. They want to know, are their efforts worth it? I mean, they want to search for him, but they don't even know if they're searching in the right area. Should they keep going if they're volunteering, or what do you have to say to that?
Keep going. Keep going. This is all of our obligation. We're all here for Codi Bigsby. I don't know if those efforts will be fruitful, but what do? Do you sit and do nothing? I don't think so. I think that we all have to consider what we might be able to do that's helpful. I believe that the number of people that have decided on their own to traipse about in the woods and dig through marshes and all these other things, God bless them. Keep going.
Can you speak to a jacket that was found, a toddler-sized jacket on Saturday? Do you all know if that is tied to Codi's case or if it was just a random jacket?
We do not know. We are investigating.
Do you have any more information about the last time Codi was confirmed to be seen? Has that been confirmed when he was last seen?
I don't have information that I believe I can rely upon.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Thank you.
Do you have any reason to believe they could be Codi's?
I do not have any reason to believe they could be Codi's. No.
What is your understanding of why Cory Bigsby was denied legal counsel?
That's so sweet.
That has to be investigated. I do not know. I do not have a good answer to that question. I don't have an answer that I'm confident in. At some point, I'll need to be confident and I'll need to understand that much better than I do now.
Do you feel like this could build a distrust between the department, the case, and the community?
Yes, it could. And I'm here to avoid that and to talk openly about what happened and to transparently lay out what occurred. This is something that we uncovered. This was not something that was exposed. We did our own audit. We looked at our own conduct, and we've decided we didn't meet the standard that we need to adhere to. It is sad but true. There's no insurance policy against the human condition. There are several hundred people in this organization. Many of them have been involved in one aspect or another in the investigation. And when you have an investigation of this magnitude, sooner or later, you're going to run into something that isn't what you wanted it to be. That's what we have now. That's not to say that you're always going to find what you would deem to be misconduct, but my experience has been that this is a very difficult business, and these types of things are possible.
So when you think about an interrogation between the lead detective and Bigsby, were there others watching that interrogation, maybe through video or like, a window of some sort that saw it? And so does that mean, and if so, are other officers also being investigated and maybe placed on leave or maybe dismissed as well?
There are a number of people in my organization that need to be called to account for the answers to those questions. We do have policies and systems in place that should have allowed us to do better than we did. We also, frankly, had a case here in which an experienced detective is doing his job, has done great work throughout his career, and to some degree, you want to be able to rely upon that. We are not oblivious to the narrative that has been driven around about our conduct in this case. We pay attention. You don't have to walk up to the Hampton Police Division with a formal complaint for us to pay attention to you. We heard members of the public who expressed concerns. That was one of the factors that resulted in us deciding to look deeply into what we did when I spoke about it previously. He's in a jail cell for appropriate reasons, and we learned that through an appropriate investigation.
Now, he's going to do 40 plus years in that jail cell, which I hope he does life. I wish they would have given him the chair, the needle. But then that would just be a little too easy. Let him continue to suffer. The way his son had to suffer. But I am so glad that the verdict was all guilty. Now, they could try to overturn and appeal and do what they want to do, but I don't think that's going to fly. I just don't think that's going to fly. I really don't. Justice for Codi. Justice for Codi. Now, the only problem is, where is that baby's body? Good morning good afternoon. Good afternoon together. Where is Codi? That's the question. I had some thoughts that he could possibly be at. I put it in the group chat of the Justice for Codi group. But I'm going to keep praying. That's why I said let him stay where he's at. Let him stay where he's at. No death penalty, none of that. That's too easy for him. That's too easy. You know what I mean? Let him continue getting his behind whooped in jail. Because we need to know where that baby at. We need to know where that baby at. For sure. The next case going along, and the last case for this time schedule, because we have one at 3:30, which I should have made at 3:00. Is the most famous lion kidnap. How did I put it? Wait a minute. I want to make sure. What did I put for this girl? Wait a minute, because I had put something and I said, okay, I think I did that pretty damn good. The world's most famous something I said for this child. Oh, Carlee Russell, the worldwide fake midget kidnapping case. That's what I put. The worldwide fake kidnapping case that took nation headlines. Remember I said we was going to do an update, right? We're back. Hold on. Whew. Okay, guys. So they should paste pictures all around his cell. They should. That's exactly what they should do. They should do that shit to that mother effer. All right, y'all. So Carlee Russell, right? Let's get into her. Now she went to court on Thursday, and I said when she go to court, we gonna come back. Okay, we're gonna come back and see what the plea that she took, because she had a nationwide manhunt. Let's go back and take a look how this all started. This chick sold a midget, a little baby on the road with Pampers, and caught the cops. And when they got there, the broad was gone.
On I-459 near John Hawkins Parkway in
gone.
Hoover. On Thursday evening, police say Carlee called 911 saying a toddler was walking down the side of the interstate. After calling police, she stopped to get the child and called a family member. When police arrived, they found her car and belongings nearby, but no sign of her or the child. Family members now on the search for Carlee, her parents desperate for her return.
To keep applying the pressure to keep this thing going. We really want this to blow up. We want the word of the day to be Carlee.
They sure
we
do,
just want
guys.
to have her back home safe.
Now, law enforcement, local organizations, and Anaya Blanchard's mom, Angela Harris, also helping out with this search.
As soon as I woke up this morning and saw the Facebook post, I immediately reached out to the family and to friends. Like, how can I help? And knowing that the situation is very serious and knowing what this family's going through, I just came immediately.
Now, her parents tell WVTM that she was last seen wearing all black and white Nike shoes. They are also putting this flyer up in Hoover and surrounding areas. In Hoover, Patsy Douglas, WVTM 13.
Now, Anaya Blanchard's mother.
Live, local, late breaking. WVTM 13 News at 5
Her daughter was
starts
unalive.
now.
Well, it's the outcome many hoped and prayed for over the last couple of days. Carlee Russell returned home safely last night. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Jarvis Robertson.
And I'm Gladys Bautista, but the investigation into exactly what happened is now just beginning. WVTM 13's Chip Scarborough is live in Hoover with the very latest from police. Chip.
Gladys and Jarvis, it's been just over 18 hours now since Carlee Russell returned home on foot to her family's house in Hoover. She was then taken to UAB Hospital to be checked out. Now, Hoover police say Carlee Russell left work at the Summit Shopping Center about 8:30 on Thursday night and went to a nearby restaurant in the Colonnade to pick up dinner. Investigators say she then got on Interstate 459 and started driving towards her house in Hoover. About 9:30, police say Russell called 911 saying she saw a toddler in a diaper on the side of 459. Authorities say she then called a relative before contact was completely lost. The Hoover Police Department says it has obtained traffic camera footage and is analyzing it now, but that Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the side of the road. Her car and personal belongings were found alongside the interstate. Crews spent all of Friday and Saturday searching for her before she returned home about 10:45 last night. Carlee Russell's mom, Talitha Russell, posted a statement on Facebook today saying their prayers have been answered. Also saying, quote, "We do want to ask for privacy at this time to allow us to just love on our daughter and each other with our close family and friends. Also, please consider the fact we have not slept for 3 nights and we are mentally and physically exhausted. To our media friends, I promise we will speak with you and give a general statement in the near future as this is an ongoing investigation." Hoover police say they have spoken to Carlee Russell since her return and the details of that conversation are part of an ongoing investigation. Detectives obviously retracing every step in this case. Many questions still left unanswered right now. We will let you know as soon as we hear new details from police. For now, live from the Hoover Public Safety Building, Chip Scarborough, WVTM 13.
Chip, thanks. Now, the Hoover Police Department released a statement this afternoon in regards to Carlee Russell's return.
The department says when a press conference is scheduled, they will provide advance notice of the date, time, and location. They also add, as they continue to investigate, they will release information that is determined to be factual and useful to the public. Be sure to follow the WVTM 13 News app and download it for updates as well.
Okay, now.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about
As
to
we
give should be the
come
truth, the whole truth, and
today.
nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You are Carlee Russell?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down.
As we
This
come
is CC
today.
23-888 and 889.
All of that she
You
done.
were charged
all
in
the
each of
lies
these cases with making a false police
that her
report,
up to
which are
this.
misdemeanor offenses. I'm showing you a document titled Explanation of Rights. Did you go over this document with your lawyers?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature on the last page?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about this document or about your rights?
No, sir.
I did a
Right
whole
then, and,
breakdown at the
there is no
last
plea agreement
video
here. You
last
understand
week.
that?
Go check it out.
In CC 23-888, as to the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And in CC 23-889, as to the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Fine. Do you have, let's see, going a little out of order here. I'm showing you Court's Exhibit B. Did you go over this document with your lawyers?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied that your attorneys, Mr. Henry Anthony, Richard Jaffe, and Lucky Milad,
Yes, sir.
are good and competent attorneys and have represented you well?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the plea agreements in these cases?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty of your own free
What
will?
is she trying to? You see that shit she just did?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything in exchange?
She's
for
still
it?
an actress.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right, at this time, before we proceed, well, I find that your plea was made knowingly and voluntarily, and based on your plea, I find you guilty. Before sentencing, first, is there anything?
You saw her shake like this?
Attorney General's office would like to add.
Yes, Your Honor, if you don't mind.
Look,
As
I'm
the court is
rewind
aware,
that.
I have asked for.
Voluntarily, and based on your plea, I
Look.
find you guilty. Before sentencing, first, is there anything that the Attorney General's office would like to add?
Wait.
Yes, Your Honor, if you don't mind.
Yes,
Are
sir.
good and competent attorneys and have represented you well?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied?
Guilty.
Look, wait.
Do you have, let's see,
She said.
a little out of order here. I'm showing you Court's Exhibit B. Did you go over this document with your lawyers?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied that your attorneys, Mr. Henry Anthony, Richard Jaffe, and Lucky Milad,
Yes, sir.
are good and competent attorneys and
you
have
see
represented
that?
you well?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the plea agreements in these cases?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, sir.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
No, what'd she do
All
that
right,
for?
at this time, before we proceed,
What's wrong with her?
well, I find that your plea was made knowingly and voluntarily, and based on your plea, I find you guilty. Before sentencing, first, is there anything that the Attorney General's office would like to add?
Yes, Your Honor, if you don't mind. As the court is aware, I have asked to speak today, and I have a lot to say, but the court has asked me to limit it to 2 minutes, and so I will do that. First of all, this case has always been about respect for law enforcement and respect for this community as a whole.
Oh.
Ms. Russell faked a kidnapping, duped the community, and contrived this situation. We still, Judge, don't know
Nervous
to
twitch?
this day where she was, how she got there, what she was doing, and with whom she was doing it with.
Or a fake twitch.
She,
Because I just can't believe shit this
once we figured out that she was supposedly missing, the community got involved. Hundreds of people got
And
involved.
yes, she
They took
definitely
time
had
away from their
filters on.
families, their work, their fun.
Everybody doing filters these
Law
days.
enforcement got involved from federal, state to local. And they took time away from their family,
Yeah,
their
sure.
people, their work, other cases that needed to be solved. This has been a case that it was taken advantage of, and it's our contention that Ms. Russell knew this would happen. She had researched it on the computer. She had researched search terms about Amber Alerts and the movie Taken, all of those things. And then, Judge, when she came home, We have ring camera footage of her walking casually down her parents'
She's trying to
street.
make
When
herself
she gets in
cry.
front
You
of her
see this
parents'
shit?
house,
This is
she
an act.
runs up there and starts beating on the door. Police were called. The body cams show that she's flailing around and still perpetuating this ruse that she was kidnapped. The ambulance was called. She goes to the hospital and she finally speaks with law enforcement. And that's when she tells the story about that orange-haired man and woman playing with her hair and eating Cheez-Its. This ruse continues.
Where's my Cheez-Its? Wait.
And it doesn't stop until a couple of days later when her lawyer issues.
Are these
a
the
statement.
Cheez-Its, Carlee Russell? These?
So I have to say, Judge, that because of this ongoing,
I don't got my other wig.
Complete disrespect for this community as well as law enforcement, it is our contention that she should get some jail time.
Bitch is crazy.
I understand that it's a misdemeanor. I do.
Okay.
But because of the effect that it has had on law enforcement as well as on the community, we feel even if it's weekends in jail or nights in jail, that some
She's
sort
trying
of
to make herself
incarceration
cry. I
is
told you
warranted
she
in
was
this
trying to
case.
make herself cry. Look at this
I
shit.
think I kept it under 2 minutes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Morris. All right.
Don't give a
Is there anything
damn.
from the defense attorneys?
No, sir. Judge, what we're gonna do is gonna let Ms. Russell share the statement.
Okay, Ms. Russell, before being sentenced, you do have a right to make a statement. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I want to genuinely apologize for my actions
Girl,
and the
please, don't
resulting
take
negative
tears.
impact inflicted onto others. I made a grave mistake while trying to fight through various emotional issues and stress. I am extremely remorseful for the panic, fear, and various range of negative emotions that were experienced across the nation. I want to specifically acknowledge and take accountability for the pain and embarrassment that I inflicted upon my family, my church family, friends, neighbors, community, and all of those who were directly involved in search efforts for me. I also extend my sincerest apologies to the Hoover Police Department and every other law enforcement agency and personnel for the position that I put them in and for the resources used.
Girl, stop sniffing your damn
I
nose if you ain't
absolutely
crying. You're
regret my
faking.
decision.
You're making me
And in
mad.
hindsight, wish that I had cried for help in a totally different manner. My prayer is that I will be extended grace and given the opportunity to redeem who I truly am and restore the positively esteemed character that I have worked so hard to attain for the 25 years of my life prior to this incident. I wholeheartedly can say that I've never had any malicious intent to hurt anyone. And I pray that you will feel my sincerity and that as I prepare to pick up the pieces and go on to restore my life, that you will witness the fruition of grace.
And we're not gonna say anything.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Russell.
There ain't no tears coming out. Not one tear came out.
When you first made this report, you alarmed the community, this community, and you really alarmed the country because the story went nationwide, as you know. And then when it came out that it wasn't true, not only was this community outraged, but the country was outraged. What you did was you wasted a lot of government resources, and you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay every dime of that in restitution in this case.
That's right.
It would be a waste of government resources to have a trial in this case. So you have taken responsibility, and we're not going to do that. It would be a waste of government resources to put you in jail. One of the most expensive things the government does is incarcerate people. And we need to reserve our jails for people who are genuinely a threat to the community. Although we're very upset about what you've done, you're not a threat to the community. I'm not going to treat you any differently than I would treat any other first-time nonviolent misdemeanor offender. Accordingly, it is the judgment and sentence of this court that you're sentenced in each of these cases to 6 months in the county jail. These sentences are consecutive with each other, and these sentences are suspended. You're placed on probation for 12 months, supervised probation. It's a condition of your probation that you pay full amount of restitution, which is $17,974.88, paid to the city of Hoover, 100 Municipal Lane, Hoover, Alabama, 35216. Pay that through the clerk's office on the first floor in this building, so we have a record of it. I'm also sentencing you to serve, and this is a condition of your probation, 100 hours of community service. I want to see when we come back, I want to see that you've made progress, if not
That's
completed that
bullshit.
community service.
That's
Um,
bullshit.
I understand
Now,
you're
if she
currently
does it
getting mental
again,
health counseling, is that
I'm
right?
gonna be happy
It is a condition at this point of your probation that you
because y'all
continue
would deserve
getting
it.
mental health counseling, and I'd like to see some proof that you're getting that counseling when we come back. This case is set for a review hearing. We're gonna review the amount of restitution that's been paid, community service, and that date is October 16 at 9 a.m.
You saw she just wrote her.
Anything else from the state or the
That bitch got an attitude problem
Nothing wrong
too.
with it.
She just wrote her fucking eyes.
Thank you, Jackie.
She just wrote her eyes. Or that fake.
One of my students
hearing,
landed multiple
or
six-figure jobs in
that
cyber.
she did was disgusting. I am like, I don't even know what to say. She played them. She wins that award, honey. It was Carlee Russell with the fake Cheetos and the midget. Fake Cheeto bitch with the midget. I didn't see it. I was loading the honey, she was. All you hear is the snot going up and up. That shit was irritating the hell out of me. Bitch, blow your nose. God damn it. Because there ain't no tears coming out your damn eye. I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. Pay $17,000 or whatever she got to pay. Her family's rich. They're going to pay that right now today. And she does community service. That's it. Now, I hope she does what she did. I hope she do it again. I hope she sees a little midget with a baby with some Cheetos and a fake wig and make the state do a manhunt all over again and play they dumb behind because of the choice that they made. They should have gave that girl jail time. I'm so mad. I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. I think that's great. They said they're not going to waste their tax money because she's not a criminal. What? That's your excuse? And with that, we got the Carlee Russell show. Everyone have a blessed day until 2:30. Peace.